The Soweto Pride is back again this year on Heritage Day. That's this coming Saturday, 24 September. Members of the LGBTQI+ in Soweto will assemble at the Dorothy Nyembe Park in Dobsonville. The community will be marking Heritage Day by bringing awareness to the violence and discrimination experienced by lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer and intersex people in townships where they are targeted because of their sexual orientation. However, the Pride is facing difficulties like costs to cover the event. Let's talk more now about some of these challenges and also the importance of the Soweto Pride. I'm joined by Fundi Ndaba, one of the organizers of the Soweto Pride. Fundi, good afternoon. Welcome to today. Thank you very much for your time. So come Saturday, you're going to be holding the Soweto Pride in Dobsonville. What's being planned?
So good afternoon to the listeners, and thank you for giving us an opportunity to engage on these conversations with you and the audience. So this coming weekend, we've got our 18th Pride that we're holding at Soweto Dorothy Nyembe. It starts at 9 o'clock. We're going to be going through a neighborhood march. And then we go back to Dorothy Nyembe, where there will be a political program, but also fun at the end of the day. This is an event that we do every year, almost at the same time as we're doing it this year. And it speaks to identity and inclusion within the community, taking cognizance that most of the community members have always felt that it's un-African to be gay or to be LGBTI. Thank you.
So what's the main aim then of the Pride?
I'll give you an example. So in responding to your question, 2004, there were only 15 individuals who went for the march. 2010, there was probably 500 of those that took to the street. And in 2018, there was more than 15, I'd say 8,000 at Gong. So the importance of Pride has a lot to do with visibility. It speaks to acknowledging that you are not alone. There's a community of us, and we are here to acknowledge, to share on our presence, on our plight, on our reality, that being a gay, it's not a lifestyle, it's a matter of life and death to some.
I understand you've got support from the Office of the Premier in Gauteng in kind, but you're facing some difficulties in making sure that Saturday will go well.
So that's an interesting challenge for us, not just for Soweto Pride, but for the LGBTI community in general. We consider secondary citizens, if you imagine how I'm saying it, because if the South African government had gender inclusive policies, they would be aware of a necessity for this event. They would have supported it, like they support Heritage Day, they support Persons with Disability Initiative, they support Women's Day. The Pride is reality. It's something that South Africa needs to take cognizance of and probably engage at that level. We've been struggling. We struggle to get the funding from the city itself. We struggle to get the funding from our regular partners. It would seem like it's a side event or a gig or something that shouldn't be happening as such. And yeah, I'm hoping that beyond 2022, we've got a different outlook as to how do we ensure that Pride happens and it's an inclusive event that is not just about LGBT, but the LGBT and the government and the community within which we exist.
If you have funding challenges like you've just explained, are you going to manage to pull off this coming Saturday?
So this is an interesting part to it, if I may also share in confidence. We're bringing along the embassies, international embassies are coming through to this event. Now imagine our local communities, the local government not being able to support this initiative. It doesn't look good at all on books, if I may say, because it could mean that even when we had told them they couldn't empty their back pockets or wallets to ensure that the international guests are welcome. I would wish in this, I was very unfortunate, it's late because I could have asked you 6 weeks ago to have a donation from the audiences to make this a success. It's patchy, but it's going to happen, and it has to happen because we cannot stop having the Pride events at all. It should happen with the little we have or nothing at all. It must happen.
Okay, finally, very briefly, as we conclude, Fundi, if somebody wanted to assist you between today and Saturday, how do they get a hold of you? Do you have a website of the Soweto Pride?
So you then know of our struggles, because that on its own is a struggle. We've got a Facebook page. It's called Few, which is linked to Soweto Pride. We also have, besides that page, we also have an Instagram page where you can get on hold of us. And also we've got the organizers, as my colleague Sipokazi Nombande, whose address is or contact details are on the posters that have been on the Facebook page.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. All the best. Thanks for sharing to us, reminding us about the importance of inclusivity as we head towards Heritage Day on Saturday. That's Fundi Ndaba, organizer of Soweto Pride, which is going to be taking place at the Dorothy Nyembe Park in Dobsonville in Soweto. And they are highlighting the fact that through visibility and awareness, there's still discrimination against the LGBTIQI+ community.